Men's Circle, everybody. We're here today with a brand new cast, and this is gonna be us from now on.
You guys jumped us in and we didn't know it?
Yeah. What happened to the other cast?
Who knows?
Well, one just left.
Yeah.
This throw was hurting.
Yeah. No. So today, we're gonna get into the intro in a little bit, and then we'll describe what's happening here for this episode. I am one of the hosts, yours truly, Two Ravens. I don't know how we're gonna do the intros today, since
I think they should just introduce themselves.
no, like how we do it normally, where we go around. I guess I'm Two Ravens. We're gonna introduce these guys right now. This is to my military right is Redhawk.
Red Heezy.
You might know him from past episodes.
Yeah.
Men's Circle. We are currently on Tongvaland, aka San Gabriel. Would this be considered San Gabriel? Alhambra?
No,
Monterey Park.
Monterey Park?
I still, yeah.
Tongvaland. It's all Tongvaland.
Native land. Native tongue land.
So,
all right. Yeah, just the usual disclaimer. This is a podcast. This is the Men's Circle podcast. It's designed for men, but we encourage anybody to watch. We're here to entertain everybody, but our priority is not to make everybody happy. So, with that being said, let's continue the show.
and we got two dope guests today.
Yeah.
We're missing Tlanescoyo, X, and Tecolo. Due to inclement weather.
Yeah.
And actually, they're busy. They'll be back next week, and this episode won't be coming out for like another month. So
Yeah.
who knows? It'll actually be next week. You'll see them.
Yeah. It's like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah. But I think we have a really interesting show today because our guests are really dope. They're really dope guests. For those of you who don't know, now you know. To my military left, we have
Maurice Lay.
Maurice Sled.
Yeah, everybody just calls me Mo though.
Mo Lee, straight from the con.
Straight from the con.
That's my guy. That's my guy. What do you do, Mo?
Right now, I just work in direct sales.
All right.
So I sell PPE,
Oh,
uniforms.
we should talk about it.
Yeah.
Have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I work in corporate America, so
I use
Nice.
a lot of PPE.
yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now.
We'll get more into that. in a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
do.
How old are you, Mo?
I'm 25 right now, about to be 26 in December.
All
Okay.
right.
Feeling young.
Yeah.
Good.
Feeling young. We gotta normalize 25 being a young age, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, I feel old. I'm 25." You actually in your prime.
Says that, I never heard
I don't
anybody
say
that.
that.
We got some old
I
cats
still
on the
Think about
show.
what I was doing when I was 25.
I still say I'm 24, so
Playing video games in my
COVID's
house.
still a year for me.
You like, I don't count that year? You don't count that year?
Yeah. All right, to my military right, we have
Marcus J. Valenzuela, a.k.a. Swaggy Fades, a.k.a.
Nice.
The Goat.
I know him as Swaggy P. Why Swaggy P?
Why do you call me Swaggy P?
I don't know.
Why do you call me that?
I don't know.
Well,
Has anyone ever called you Swaggy P?
no, they used to call me Swaggy M.
Swaggy M. Who's Swaggy P?
Swaggy P is Nick Young,
He's the basketball
the
player.
basketball player. The dude that was at Iggy Azalea? Or Azalea? You know what that is, right?
I know
There's
who
a big
Iggy
old
is.
hooper.
She's a white girl.
Oh, I know who Iggy is.
She's white.
Yeah.
She's the white girl that tried to act black.
There
Right?
was a big old
Yes.
scandal on that. Yeah, there's a big old scandal
I
that
don't know who you're talking about though.
you do.
I know
I'll show
who
you a
Iggy
picture.
is.
If I show you a picture, of course you know Iggy.
Which
Swaggy
man
P,
does not know?
I don't know.
Or AKA Swaggy P.
Football?
To me?
No, Swaggy P played football.
No, he played basketball.
Oh, that's why I don't know who he
Yeah.
is. Give a shit about that. I want to watch paint dry.
How old are you?
Me? 25.
All
Say
right.
I'm 24 because of COVID.
Okay,
I'll
and,
say
and what do you do?
That year don't count?
Yeah, he paused it. His life paused. His life straight up went pause. So
I'm 31.
yeah, I guess I'm 30 then.
So I would assume they call you Swaggy Fades because you
What you do? What you do?
I cut hair. That's what I do.
I thought you throw fades.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, that could be
Double entendre.
that could be double meaning.
Double
Like, hey,
entendre, huh?
you used to throw fades in
Now you cut
high
fades.
school. Now
Yeah,
you're
I cut fades.
Damn,
Yeah.
swaggy fades. All right,
Yeah.
I like that. Cool. So we got two young men on the show, and I think this is a dope show because I want to pick your brains on the show. You know what I mean? I want to pick your brains, ask you about your lives. Because if you've watched the show in the past, you know we've done a lot of work on like identifying issues that we had, that we've like. I'm 32. You're
31.
31, or you're apart. Everyone on the show except for like one guy is like in their 30s and above.
We got a 27-year-old, and we got a I don't know.
You're the next youngest, 31.
Yeah, and then
And
it's
me,
and then it's yeah.
Right. So like, the four of us have seen some problems that we've made like late into our life, post 30s, and it's like at this time that we start to like want to figure out how to deal with these issues. You know what I mean?
How to address them.
How
Yeah.
to address them. You know. So like for those who watch the show, you know they've seen us do that. And for y'all in particular, like y'all are making some money right now. You know, like none of us on the show were making the type of money that y'all are making at that age. So it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting. Like, nah,
I think it's very interesting.
yeah, I really want to like pick your brains. It's like you're a young entrepreneur, and you're a career man, right? So you said you work in direct sales.
yeah.
And you got a nice like what you work on? You got a salary.
I do have a salary. I go off of bonuses.
Damn.
Like sale commissions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get. I go off of bonuses,
Okay.
so I don't get
That's where he
commission.
makes his money at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I make the money out of the bonuses.
Salary is
so.
just like, just you know,
It's
I'm
the
gonna
big-
get
Yeah.
it.
Bare
It's
bones.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just starting though. I'm still learning, you know.
Yeah.
So your trajectory is out of the.
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm just getting started. I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I'm.
So
getting
basically,
started.
like, that's my best friend sounds fine. So we talk about it a lot, but like with him, trajectory, it went. The guys that have been in it for a year or two longer than what he's in it, dude's clear over 150K a year. And one of our buddies, his name's Nick. The dude's been doing it for about 3 years, and the dude is close to making 200K a year. Like,
Damn.
he's just really good at his job. Top 5 in the nation. Like, that's somebody who helped him get a job, so he put in a good word for him.
Wow.
So it's a crazy career.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it. I think when I got my degree in kinesiology, and it was just a hobby. I realized when I got older, you know.
Kinesiology.
Yeah, like I enjoy it, but I don't see it as a career.
Right.
So when I finished college, I was training athletes for a little bit, and I just realized I need something stable just because of the situation I was in.
Right.
And then
I feel like kinesiology is like the highest percentage choice that college athletes.
yeah. I mean, you come out. Think about it. You come out of high school. You played sports. Like you're like, let me get
It's
into
a
something.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Something I know how to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but then year 3, you're in it. You're just like, what do I do with this?
Yeah, because
Right.
if you're in the position to go to more school, perfect, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not, you don't have that money, you don't have that time,
Yeah.
then it's kind of like, all right, now what do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I wish I had somebody to tell me while I was, when I was 18, you're a young adult, you don't make decisions like that, right? Like, I think the statistic is like 90% of kids in college change their majors. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I would totally expect that. When I was in college, we had 2 trainers at Glendale College. Like that's it. Those 2 trainers dealt with every single athlete from every single sport: tennis, baseball, football, whatever. Like Glendale Community College,
Yeah.
those 2 trainers were working on everybody.
yeah.
Damn.
Now, let's say less than 1% of all collegiate or all football athletes from high school on are going to make it to the big leagues, right? It's for any sport. Less than
Yeah.
1% is going to make it to the big time. And that's like a whole ass team. That's, 5 players in basketball? I don't know how many players baseball has.
Who cares
You know what I
about
mean?
baseball?
On football, was it like the rosters of like 60 people?
53.
Yeah.
How many trainers are on a football team?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Less than 10?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you want to be a trainer and you're gonna make money, you got to go to the
Right.
big leagues.
And you're
But
competing
think
with
about-
a massive amount of people.
Think about it like this now, though. But imagine that, like, take away sports, and then think about like the education system, right? You have one counselor for hundreds and hundreds
Oh,
and
man.
hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds
Yeah.
of kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's gonna really advise you to tell you like you should do this, you should
Right.
do that?
They see too many
right?
people.
Yeah, so
It's-
like the system's broken, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I got into direct sales because
Why would you go
I
to school if you needed advice?
yeah. But yeah, when I got into direct sales, I just realized like I'm an outgoing person. I could talk to people. Like let me work on this, and then it's stable. So from
Was that
there,
your
just-
first choice after kinesiology?
Yeah, that was. I was like, I went through like this whole period of just like, what am I gonna do after college? You know, it was like a what do they call it? Post grad depression.
Yeah.
I really had it. I really had.
I never graduated.
Yeah, you're talking two
Pre-grad
dropouts.
depression.
Two
Bro,
dropouts.
and
yeah.
it's crazy because like you see your friends in like different, what different spaces, different
Avenues like that they went.
avenues of their life,
Yeah.
right? Like he was making good money, like almost
craft-
like
it's a
when I
craft,
was getting
yeah.
out of college, he was already set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I had a breakthrough moment, and this is I always tell the people this story because I was working at Kicking Crab in Crenshaw, right? And I just had graduated. I was a supervisor there. I was serving this lady, and we were talking. She was like, "Well, what do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I just graduated college, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm kind of having like a little anxiety. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do." And she was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 22." And she was like, "Well, I'm 35, and I just feel like I just figured it out." Right? She's like, "You're young. Like, a lot of people think social media tells you you're supposed to have it figured out by your 25 years old, right?" And I was just like, you know, that's true. Like, so I always just stay patient. Like, I never like rushed into like, let me do this because it's gonna make me money, or let me do this because, you know, I just try to find the flow of where my life was going. Right? Okay, I'm an outgoing person. Like maybe direct sales would be good for me. You know.
Fair enough.
Never made like decisions off of like, oh, my friend is doing well. Like I need to do well because my friend is doing well.
Mhm.
That's a personable job where you have to go and interact with people.
Yeah, go interact with people. So now like, someone just asked me like, oh, like what was the best year of your life? I was like, this year. I feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
good. That's good to hear.
yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm gonna kick it over to you now. So you're a barber,
Yeah.
and I'm under the impression that you've generated over $120,000 last year.
Yes, I hit. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. just cutting hair.
Just cutting hair. Yeah. I don't sell product yet. I don't sell merchandise. I just cutting hair.
Just cutting hair.
120.
Holy shit!
Fuck.
Did y'all hear that?
And how old are you again? And how old are you again?
25.
Jeez.
He's 25 years old. He's made more money than me in my entire life in 1 year.
He's made more than what I make in 2 years.
That's crazy, man. How did you do that?
Sounds cliche, but hard work. This hours and hours in the barbershop.
I'm asking, what was the hard work? Describe the hard work.
Yeah.
Man, from day one,
Yeah.
it was a grind. I'll go back to, I used to work for Charter when I was 18, fresh out of high school. I got a job at Charter.
Pause. Did you already know how to cut hair when
No.
you went to the charter? No.
So I had no clue how to cut hair. Let's backtrack. My bad. This gets crazy. I went out to play football. I was a really good football player. Had a scholarship to go play in South Dakota.
You were a really good football player?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So anyways, went to go football. I didn't take the scholarship. I ended up going back to ELAC. Then right when I got my starting spot, 2 days later, my soon-to-be wife tells me that she's pregnant.
Oh.
So I hit panic mode. I tell her father.
I remember that. I remember
Need a
that.
job.
Yeah.
He gets me a job at Charter. 6 months into it, I was crying every day at work. I didn't want to go. I hated it. I'm not used to being told what to do.
Yeah.
I hate it. You know.
We were in the same field at
Yeah,
that time. I remember that.
I used to
Yeah.
talk to him and Hunter about it. I fucking hated it. And I started cutting hair in between my lunches. Like I sucked. I was absolutely horrible. That was my first practice dummy. Him and his younger brother Steven and my little brother. Like I would cut in their hair every 3
For those
days.
who don't know, we watch these kids grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to practice on my boys, and I thank God for them. Thankful for them every day.
That's my God.
Thank God, yeah. So, long story short, started off charging $10 a cut.
Okay.
Then I was doing 5 cuts a day. This is when I was about 19, 20 years old already. I didn't think it was a career for me. I was doing it as a hobby.
So you had no entrepreneurial vision at that time.
No, and then I remember as I kept going, people were like, "Oh, you're getting pretty good at it. You're getting pretty good at it." So I remember my uncle, which I have no relationship with him no more. So it's a fallout with him.
Wow.
But he put in a good word for the first barbershop I was at. With the owner's name was Gabe. They worked at Premier Barbershop, and he paved the way for me. He told me to stick with it. I was intimidated so many times because I was working both, so charter and there. And he told me just make the jump, like focus just on this if you want to grow. So he talked me into quitting. I had a daughter. My daughter was just born now, and I had a daughter. And I wasn't as good as I am today, but nowhere close. But I just started cutting, and he told me to quit. I quit. I followed it, what he said. Then from there, days and days of work, I would literally do 2 haircuts a day with the daughter. I'm already here making $50, $60 a day, wanting to quit because it's like, how am I gonna support? You know, I have a lot of like, I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I was like, I can't do it. He told me to stick with it. Stuck with it, and as time went by, towards the end of the time I was there, I ended up making decent money. Now I'm about 22, 21. I was at a shop in Rosemead, came back to my hometown, started cutting there, went up to $30 a haircut, making good money. And then when I hit 22, 23, I started working at my house.
So as your skills advance, you raise your prices.
Yeah, but so 22, 23, that when I was 23, I hit my first 6 figures. So
when you were 23, you hit
Oh
your first
shit!
yeah, I hit like, I think it was like
I had no
102,
idea.
103.
So
For
3 years in a row,
yeah.
you've been making 6 figures.
Wow.
Oh, just with no plan, just
No
like
plan.
Just
hustling.
making the money.
Yeah, hustling.
Just made the
Yeah.
jump.
Why cutting hair? Why did you choose
I was
that?
very, very picky on my own hair, so it was something that I felt that I could have been good at, but I didn't take it seriously until I noticed, like, into year 2 or 3 of it, like, I knew I could be something in it.
Do you cut your own hair now?
Do I cut my own hair? No, I don't cut my own hair. I teach too, like, I do like private classes. I do like classes at 10, so that like the people that I mentor and stuff, they cut my hair just for practice and stuff.
Okay.
Nice.
They don't have friends to cut, so I let them cut my hair. I'm not picky on my hair no more like I was in high school, but
But being picky on your hair is what motivated you to
Yeah,
want
exactly.
to cut hair.
it's art, you know, it's cool.
Yeah.
I used to give barbers credit. I think I had like 3 barbers in my life and respected them a lot because I cared about hair so much.
So you're making this much. For 3 years now, you've been making 6 figures, and I'm interested in your plan for the future. You know what I mean? So like at 25 years old, with that type of income, granted you have a family, you have two children, right?
Yes.
And a partner.
Yeah.
So you're in a really ideal situation. You know, I don't know if anybody listens to. I don't know if I want to say the K word.
Say it.
Kevin Samuels.
Say it. Honestly, I'm at this point, I have no fucking shame in
It's a
it.
joke, dog.
No fucking shame in it.
You know, we listen to Kevin Samuels like you're the guy he's talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I never listened to Kevin Samuels.
So
check it out.
yeah, just a little background. So basically, there's criteria that a man needs to make to be considered a very valuable man in a common, typical American society, and having 100K at least is one of the prerequisites. So that's what he's referring to.
But also like consistently making that much.
Right.
You can't just like make it one time and then
Yeah.
But
squander
that-
it away and then it's gone.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like that's the
That's-
thing
that's a
about
portion
it too.
of
Is
it.
like to me, like it's not enough yet because like I won't be happy. Like because I'm not gonna lie, sit here and I don't have $100,000 sitting in my bank account,
Yeah.
but I keep tracks of like what I make like consistently every year.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
could
do
say
you-
a little bit, not close, but halfway to it. But I should get there by now saving my money, investing in the right things. I should be there within the next year. So.
But as an entrepreneur, I would hope, because as I think about the situation, I'm like, man, if I was 25 and I had that much funds without a family, I'm thinking like, man, I probably would have fucked it all the way.
Oh yeah.
You know, if I was you, because at 25 I didn't have a family, I still don't have like my own kids. You
Yeah.
know? So like me with that much money at 25, I would have had no plan. I would have had no nothing. I would have just went and fucking, it would have been gone within a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, obviously I don't want that to happen to you.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So
well, my plans are in effect now. Like as you guys.
but
know.
it sounds like you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and obviously we've been talking
Yeah.
about our personal
So-
endeavors.
Yeah, so my plans are in effect now. I own a private studio in West Covina. I have one barber there working for me, and then I just opened my second actual like
What's it
barber shop, Tier 1.
Is that it right there?
It's right up in the head.
There you
Check
go.
out Tier 1.
Nice, check
So-
tier 1.
Yeah, so open the barber shop, but to me it's still a private studio kind of, but it's a bigger one. I have 4 talented barbers work there. Basically, my plan, like I've talked to you so many times about it, is not to get rich off of my barbers, but just to build a culture just where the people are happy to just be there, and
People are paying for a lifestyle.
yeah, lifestyle, and you paying top dollar. Like, I'm not just marketing to anybody. Like, if you don't want to pay for that service, then I can't service you, because
Yeah.
it's something that I'm marketing to people. And you know, because you do tattoos, it's kind of the same
You
thing.
get
like,
what you pay for.
Yeah,
Right.
you're not gonna stoop down to someone that like they're gonna pay for what you offer.
Yeah.
And they
'Cause
can
they're
go,
trying to
like
bargain,
they say,
yeah.
like they can, like a lot of the clients, and you probably heard it, like, oh, I can go here and pay this
Oh,
much. It's
go.
like, go ahead.
Handles.
But there's a reason why you're coming here and talking to me.
Yeah.
I deal, as a tattoo artist, I've dealt with that so
Yeah.
much.
So we're kind of in the
You
same.
know, and
same-
then there's people that will come into the studio with just like busted tattoos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Busted. and then they sit. I'll get all the way up to the point where I had them fill out the paperwork. I'm like setting up the station, and then they'll be like, oh wait, how much was it again? And I'll give them my hourly rate, because that's what it is. And it's like, well, it's the hourly rate is not something that's hard to find. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's all over the social media. So it's like, yeah, the hourly rate is this much, you know what I mean? And not only that, we talked about it on the phone, like what the hourly rate is. So they're like, what is it again? Tell me, I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden they got shit to do. All of a sudden they got an errand to run. All of a sudden somebody needs to get picked up from the airport. And they're like trying to
funeral
like
at 6.
squeeze their way out. Or they'll be like, well, I know somebody that will do it for this. And it's like, well, then
And
go.
there's scandal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Like, I could be tattooing right now somebody else. You just wasted a whole bunch of my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's one thing that I've been talking about, especially like with X, about like your ideal client. Everybody's ideal client exists.
Yeah.
And
It does.
this is LA.
We
It's
had
one of
this, we got deep into this
yeah, this,
conversation.
this is LA. Like, it's one of the biggest, most populous cities in the
Yeah.
country. Everyone's ideal client exists and is more than likely in this city.
Yep.
All you have to do is just narrow down, marketing or whatever you're gonna use to like find this person, and they're there, and they're gonna pay you your rate for what you do because you do it well.
Yeah.
You know, and like, if your rate is $20 an hour for tattoos, well then you have a shit ton of ideal clients out here, and if you're not making money off of that, then I don't know what you're doing, because all kinds of people out here are trying to pay $20
Yeah.
for
yeah.
a tattoo.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
But then there are people that are trying to pay the serious money for serious work, and they exist. And same thing for haircuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy though. I mean, I remember getting cuts by him, and we're using like a little light bulb.
Yeah,
in his
like,
mom's
he-
garage. Now we're like evolving. He's having
It's
his own
super
barbershop.
nice, huh?
We went from being 5-year-old kids playing Power Rangers.
Yeah.
His mom legit has a picture of us like. I was wearing like Pikachu.
fucking no floods,
I was this little Asian kid and
Chinese.
a little Vietnamese boy.
Chinese.
And
Look at Dick.
a little Vietnamese boy and
Just kidding.
Stop Asian hate.
Yeah. I post pictures all the time with my Asian brothers, man.
Yeah, but now we're like at this level. He's opening a barbershop. It's like a proud moment, you know what I
It's
mean?
cool, right?
Like you look at your friend, you're like, damn, he's doing
making
it. You
it,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's like
almost empathize with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the word would be, because I've been tattooing for 13 years and I've yet to own my own space. I'm
Yeah.
working on that right
yeah,
now.
no, and being patient, like patience
Yeah.
is everything.
And hopefully with the help
Well-
of some people,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it come out to fruition.
Oh, so to continue the plan, me and Tattoo have been talking. I'm starting a new program with the micropigmentation,
Uh-huh.
which is similar to tattooing in the sense that it brings people's hairlines and balding on the top of the head back. It's kind of popular in the East Coast. They don't really do it out here as much. There's probably about 2 to 3 people that are doing it really good. But as talented as he is, and the knowledge that I have, and the resources I have, and the clientele that I have, that are willing to try the new part of the service that we're offering, I think it's gonna take off. So in about, mark my words, in 25 now, when I'm 30 years old, I probably, and with the help of him and my team around me and that sticks with me, we will be millionaires. I'm not even kidding. That's 5 years, I promise. We will be millionaires. I'm not even kidding. I really
promise.
I promise. I believe in it, and to that matter, like I've always told myself since when I took haircutting serious that I was gonna make sense for like 6 figures is done. My next step is like I have to, because I don't settle. To me, it's like there's always more.
So what happens if you don't? Do you get it like cut off your pinky finger?
I don't believe in the don't. I really do. I really feel it.
That's good. I think that's a testament to where you're at. Is you saying that is like you showing that your willingness to not to fail is like not an option for you. And you know what? You might probably have failed in certain parts, but the mentality of like I'm not gonna fail is like it's pretty key. And not only that, going back to Kevin, one of the other criteria is networking and being valuable to not only yourself and your people, but to others. So the fact that you're even talking about trying to hook up another artist who has his own skills makes you even more valuable. And it's not just because I just want to hook a homie up. It's like literally you're an asset to each other, and you guys bank each other, and in the end everybody comes up. Especially I think in the colored communities where we don't have we're starting from the bottom. You know, we're behind, so we're playing catch up right now. And
that's one of the things we're talking about, like with cryptos, is like how do we invest when we don't have like the privilege of just like spending money, when we have no resources, we already barely have any resources
just to survive.
In the communities we grew up in, like the resources we do have, we have to like use sparingly. How do we even get into crypto if we don't have any money to throw in there?
There's no disposable income.
That's one of the things that is one of the hurdles that our community faces.
Yeah, we brought that. We were talking about it. I brought that question because I was like,
if you were to start making $250,000 a year, how much would you put into crypto?
Oh, stupid!
100,000.
100,000 of it? Why do you believe in it so much?
I believe in the volatility. Like right now, if you look at the stock market.
Because I'm not a believer in like I said, the money I make in it, but like if I'm willing to like listen and learn, if it's gonna make me money in the future.
It's good to have a healthy skepticism, because that keeps you safe. You know what I mean? And like it's good. I'm not knocking a healthy skepticism. You know, hold on to that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But if you do your research, if you look into it a little bit, if you kind of learn some technical analysis, if you just spend some time doing some homework on it, you'll realize that there is money to be made. It's just like sitting there, waiting for you to make. Not only that, we're in a really crucial time where we can make money on it. Right now, the crypto market is hella volatile. It goes up and down hundreds of percents. Shiba is up like over 1,000,000% within the last within 3 months, it went up like 1,000,000%. That's crazy. Cocaine don't flip like that. You know what I mean? No. Like highest.
It's not even. She's not even joking. 1,000,000%. That's like literally what it is.
That's not.
It's not even a penny yet, though.
It's not even a penny, but it went up millions of percent. Yeah. Like that's not a fictional number. Millions. You know what I mean? Like that means if you put $1 in, you'll be a millionaire.
And then you just slang it. You sell your shit, and you would have made it.
Sell it, and you know what I mean? Yeah. And it went like that in a matter of a month. In 1 month, it went up millions of percentage.
So like if you would have caught it at that beginning,
right?
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
And it's not something that happens very often. You know, that this is kind of those Hail Marys that come out of nowhere.
That's why those lucky people make it on the.
Right, but that being said, things like Bitcoin, which is something that is being utilized and used and actually has a tangible purpose right now in other parts of the world. Not so much in America, but like Japan uses it, El Salvador that just adopted it. Those places are actually using it. That's what makes it real and valuable, and that is something you can trade daily or hold on to it, and it gradually increases. Shiba is a little more risky, you know.
Shiba's hella risky.
Yeah, no.
But what I'm trying to highlight is the potential to just make money fucking overnight, bro. And the reason why, like, if you look at the stocks is traded on an hourly rate, like it opens and closes on a certain hour,
certain days.
For a stock to go up 10% can take months.
And it's like a big deal.
It takes and it's a huge deal. Holy shit, my fucking stock's up 10%. It's a huge deal. And it takes fucking forever. It takes months, years for something to like be up a grip, you gotta wait a long ass time. And there's gonna come a day when crypto will be just as slow as those stocks. There's gonna come a day where Bitcoin's gonna take months and years to go up 20%. It's gonna take months or whatever to go down 10%. And for me, I want it to go down. I always want whatever I'm investing in to fucking plummet because I want to get it. I want to get it while it's on sale. The perspective is like I want it to be cheap so I can get it while it's on sale. So when it goes up,
You ride that.
I ride that wave.
Ride that wave.
I want
Right.
everything to plummet, and if it takes forever to go down, then it takes forever to fucking get your cheeky bids in, to put your money in, so that you can flip it. You know what I mean? Right now, the crypto market that we all have an opportunity to get in, it's the bedrock. It's barely coming up. It's not gonna be like that forever.
Yeah.
If we don't get in now, the people who jump in are gonna be the ones who benefit the most.
Right. Think of it like the .com. You know, when the .com became a thing, when people were making, like, when the Amazon.com, all that shit, when they first started, people were super skeptical about it. They said it wasn't gonna last, and there was a lot that did fail. There was a lot of companies that fucking went under in that whole time frame. But then now you have these fucking giants. I mean, if you invested in Amazon at that time, you would also be a fucking millionaire.
Right.
And it's the same shit. The only difference is it gives us kind of folk the opportunity to do it, and that's why we have so much. Interest and also willingness to participate in it,
Right.
and also diversify your investments. Don't put all your money in crypto. You know,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
put some stock, buy some stocks,
I got
buy
ETFs. I got
fucking
bonds, stocks.
401ks. You know,
Yeah.
things like that. If you have that,
The thing about it, what this makes me skeptical big time on it, is the fact that to me it's like, in this world, not everybody's supposed to be rich. It's proven fact that they don't allow you. I'll give you a prime example. A young kid out of high school can go to college, right, and get into debt, $200,000. But if I walk up to a bank at 18 years old with no credit history, they're not going to give me a $10,000 loan to open a business.
You're right.
So in this world, you're not meant to be rich. So my sense is like, it sounds so good, but you don't think if it gets to a certain point where everybody's doing it, the government gets involved in it.
they already are.
Yeah, they've been.
That's why now is the time to get involved, because they've already attempted to
Regulate it.
Yeah, they've already attempted to regulate it. If you go to Coinbase now, they report all your taxes to the IRS. Before they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's their
But
the
to me,
IRS
if they
being,
get their hands on it, they won't let it get that high because it's too many people have too
See,
much
but-
money.
that
But they won't. Whoever jumps in now is going to be really hard. If like again, this is not financial advice.
Right.
Everybody's watching. It's not financial advice. None of
But
the
you
things
get
we're
where
saying
I'm
here is
coming
financial
from.
Right,
advice.
right.
In a
But-
sense that one day we wake up, this is totally on topic, but one day we wake up and there's a lockdown. You can't be outside after 9. When in our right mind would we ever thought that would happen?
I think this is just my 2
When would
cents.
you ever think that if you don't have a vaccine, you're gonna get fired?
Yeah.
So shit like that happens like that.
Yeah,
To me,
yeah.
I get skeptical because at the end of the day, like I work hard for my money, and to wake up one day and see that the government has control and my $30,000 I invested just goes to shit because now it's like not worth nothing. Like,
well,
that's what I
well
get
check this
scared
out.
about.
Well, check this out. I mean,
If you had invested $30 in lockdown, you'd probably be a millionaire right now.
That's true.
not only that, like
This
think
is
of-
my
okay,
sense
go
though.
for it, go
Like
for
this
it.
is my 2 cents, and this is just from me, right? Like we're getting all this free money from the government. They're
Yeah.
printing more and more and more money.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable, and the value of the dollar is going down. So
Right.
in that sense, like crypto is so valuable because it's
Right.
basically another type of dollar, right?
And it's transferable around the world.
Right.
But imagine if a guy like this had millions and millions of dollars off the cryptocurrency, or a guy like this, or a guy like me, a guy like you. Like,
Yeah.
it's not supposed to be like that.
It isn't.
So
It
that's
isn't.
why I say there's no way
Yeah,
in my
but
mind
we're
they're
gonna
allow
make
that
it
to
like that, whether it's supposed to be like that or not.
I mean, let me ask you this: why do you feel that way?
Because I feel like the way the world is going, like our government's a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
I really do. Like
You-
I feel like there's no way in hell that they're gonna allow people to become like that. Like it's like me. Like at the end of the day, like there's only so much. Like I hustle. Like I make good money, but like I have to bust my ass to do it. Like
So,
they're not gonna let us.
I want to address that real quick. But first, I want to address something that you said about crypto being a good thing. One thing that the homie always says is like, let's say you have $100,000 in the bank right now, in your savings account. 6 months from now, how much is that $100,000 going to be worth?
Probably like 100 and
100,000.
like
100,000 still, right?
Yeah, yeah.
105.
Except
You get 1%, don't you?
No, it's 0.01. I think.
0.01. It's almost nothing.
Oh.
It's still going to be $100,000
It might go up
and 5 cents
after a certain amount, but
but its spending power is going to be less than it was a year ago.
Yeah,
because of
100%.
inflation,
You know what I mean? Because of inflation.
because of that
it's
printing
still
money, like you're
$100,
saying, yeah.
but it's worth less now.
Because
than
the
it was
Big Mac
years
is
ago.
now $5.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, Big
So-
Macs, no, it's $8.69.
Jesus, with the
So-
combo,
For a
forget it.
small.
Yeah. So if you put it in crypto, let's say you put that $100,000 in Shiba, what's 100,000 times a million? That's how much you would have had you put it in Shiba before it went up 1,000,000%.
It's a gamble.
It's
At
a
the end of the
gamble.
day,
It's
it's
100% a gamble,
yeah.
but
Like
let's say
my-
you put it in ETF.
Like
An ETF is way less of a gamble. The reason why ETFs are so popular is because of how much promise there is. It steadily increases all the time, and it pays you back a dividend every quarter. You know what I mean? So you put $100,000 in there, 6 months from now, it's going to be worth way more than it was 6 months ago.
Yep.
Or even going back to the stock market, you know, I was just testing the water. I put money into Sony right before the PS5 came out. I made 5% back. 5%
For
of
stock is huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was in 2 months. Like that was fucking amazing. All why? Because the speculative me, I was predicting that the PS5 was gonna blow up based on media coverage of and response to the community.
Right.
But those are like the simple things that your bank account's not gonna do. But going back to
What you were
yeah.
saying, politically, there's all kinds of things throughout history. All kinds of measures have been put in place to make sure that we
Poor people
can't
stay poor.
advance to do whatever. Like there's signs that say no N-words, no dogs, no Mexicans, right? If that's not a measure that was put in place by the government to make sure that we don't go somewhere we're not supposed to go, or do something we're not supposed to do, or be somewhere we're not supposed to be, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? Like the Jim Crow era, slavery, taking our land and murdering us for fucking our heir. Like we're heirs to this land, and now we've been stripped of the right through genocide. Since this land has been colonized, there's always been measures put in place to make sure that
They
we
stop
can't
us,
eat
yeah.
at the table too. But now, and even
Even
then,
all the years
even
before
then,
it
like
passed.
even throughout all of that time, there has been
people that break
bits,
that.
little tiny places where people can break through and go and be that, right? There's black slavers, right? Have you ever watched Django? And they talk about black slavers. There was a space for black people to own slaves at one point in time. There was a space where Native people owned slaves.
Yeah.
There was there's always been little pockets that, even though it's hard to break in to get to that tier, like
Even cops. I
even
mean,
cops.
like the fact that other colored people are able to now have that authority. You think white people wanted them to have that authority originally?
hell no.
Hell no.
Cops were invented to keep people of color.
Keep slaves down.
You know
to
what I
keep
mean?
yeah.
So yeah,
You're right.
You're right, but
There's
at the
also a
same-
lot of testament.
At the same
to-
time, crypto allows us to get to tiers that the powers that be that you're talking about, if they don't want us to be up there, crypto was giving us an ability to not just be at that tier, but also provide for our communities the things that the government won't provide to our communities, right? And if I had the amount of money that you're making at 25, because I think about when I was 25 where I was at, the majority of that money more than likely would have went into my community. I would have spent it on like all
Yeah.
kinds of community shit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like that's honestly where it would have went. I would have squandered it all away in that. I wouldn't have had a plan. It would have been gone just as soon as it came. But that's more than likely where it would have went.
Yeah.
I'm
fuck.
not saying you're wrong, but I'm also not saying you're completely right either. Like, there is a space for us there. Well, if there isn't a space, crypto is providing us the ability to get there.
See, because like with me, the way I see it, it's the same people that have dreams and aspirations of making NFL and MLB, because it's that small percent that you can.
Right.
It's just, there's always that small
I
percent.
said we don't have to like sell our bodies into like getting
Yeah.
demolished.
It's still the small
to do
percent
it.
of making it though. You can be a really good athlete,
Yeah.
but there's also 1,000 really good athletes that are in the same, going for the same colleges.
With,
I mean-
with crypto, it's not a small percent. Like right
pretty
now,
high, yeah.
It's a high percentage that right now in
People
a
are
bear
making
market
money.
or a bull market, you just throw money at any crypto, and you're gonna fucking make a good return on it.
I mean, it's like anything, right? Like you put time into it and you get good at it, right?
Especially,
I mean,
and there's a lot of people
I
out
forget
there.
who's the author of this book, but he talks about like the 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah.
And it basically is, he says that it takes 10,000 hours to become a professional at what you do. So 10,000 hours of
Bruce
practice.
Lee say that, but I don't know if he's the originator.
Right.
Imagine creating a union, right? In a sense that there's so many big unions that make millions, billions of dollars out there, electrical companies. Imagine instead of like, you know how they take fees and stuff. If this is such a big platform, then why don't they give you an option to get money taken out of your paycheck to go to crypto?
Because it's not mainstream yet.
Yeah.
It's still new,
It's
bro.
all over social media. Which
But
is, what's the biggest platform right now?
it's still new though.
Yeah. Company. I mean, I'm not a
Okay, well,
executive.
okay, yeah. I was gonna say, guess who invested in? Okay, I just bought into a coin that they've been, him and X have been buying, and that's
VeChain?
Yeah, VeChain, and guess who uses it? Walmart. Who else uses it? There's a big company. Oh, there's
a bunch.
a shitload of big companies that
just did
What
started
are they
using
using for?
it.
Like they take it
We
as
just
a
did a
payment?
podcast on it.
Yeah, we just did
It tracks global trade. So let's say there's a bunch of stuff like on a freight liner, one of the biggest freight liners in the world is
freighting
invested in
companies.
VeChain, right? This is like one of the biggest transporting agencies across the oceans in the world, and they use VeChain to track everything that's on that boat. So when the boat pulls up and gives their manifest or like everything that's on the boat, like VeChain is one of the instruments that they use, that blockchain, to track all that merchandise that's coming into Monterey Park to be sold or whatever, which is a big deal. Like there's real world application for some of these things. So, and then El Salvador got rid of the U.S. dollar and is now paying all of their workers, and everything is being run through Bitcoin. The entire country, if you have a union in El Salvador, you're getting paid. It's all Bitcoin.
What made them do that though?
Because being under the United States dollar fucking puts you at you're pretty much, you owe it to the United States to do anything.
There's a lot of reasons why they
there's
did it. You know, they have IMF loans. They have politicians that want to use crypto to make more money off the people and like, I'm sure squander shit away. There's all kinds of theories or whatever, but I'm not an expert in any of that, so I'm not gonna get into it. I don't really know exactly why, but the fact is that they did it. So what you're saying is coming to fruition. Did you want to finish with that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like, yeah, before you cut me off.
You got me all this thinking into this.
No, it's
Think about it.
It's just like how you put 10,000 hours. I'm sure you put over 10,000 hours of haircuts, and that's what made you good, right? Like LeBron James didn't just become LeBron James. He spent more than 10,000 hours. These basketball players, these football players, these baseball players, you know, any profession, direct sales, tattooing, you got to put in hours to become good. Just like some people, Bitcoin is their life, or crypto is their life, right? Like they put hours and hours into reading and doing research, like, and you get good at it. You know, I'm not a professional at it. I don't know too much about it, but I just know like in anything you could get good at.
100%. The homie X, we just did a podcast about going over like some of the bare bone basics about crypto, and the homie X has been studying this guy Coins Kid on YouTube. Shout out to Coins Kid. Cheeky bids, buy and go to the beach. We just got.
Is he really a kid?
No.
Nah.
He's a grown ass British man. Or maybe he's not British. He has an English accent.
But we shout out to Coins Kid because we just got the golden signal to buy and go to the beach on Bitcoin and pretty much for every other coin right now. So if you put your cheeky bids in yesterday or the day before, man, you're making some money right now. Especially if you got Shiba, if you got VeChain. VeChain's up like 49%.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, the homie X has been like putting in mad hours, mad work, like
researching
studying Coins Kids technical analysis. And technical analysis allows you to look at a chart and break down the potential for where the line is going to be, and if you're able to like look at it and analyze the line, you can tell like, oh shit,
here's a pattern.
When the 20 crosses the 55, when the 20 EMA crosses the 55, you have that golden cross. You're gonna
it's gonna go up.
It calls it buy and go to the beach. Just buy whatever you want and then forget about it. Go to the beach. chill. Don't even look at your chart because you're gonna make some money. And when the 55
When it
crosses the
switches
20,
back down,
that's
sell
the
it.
bear market. Sell it and go to the beach. Don't even look at the chart.
And you could look at it in the past, and you could see every time it would go up. When it
Yeah.
happened, when it would cross, it would fucking tank, and then it would
Yeah.
go up, and then it would tank. And
It's-
it's almost like
It's every single time.
Yeah.
It's every there's
So why don't you
hasn't been a
just sit there
time.
and keep doing it?
you can.
You can.
The only thing is it takes a while because sometimes it keeps going up and up and
Yeah.
up and up. Sometimes it fucking tanks and it takes a few days, or it takes a month or 2
Yeah.
months. But yeah, you just gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah, so when the video comes out, watch it, and the way the homie explains it, it's pretty easy to follow. Like especially as you follow along, it's really easy. Like obviously every single crypto is going to go up, and it has to back test support. It has to come down. Like if it just
Oh yeah, he
if it-
explains support system.
yeah,
like
if it just keeps going up, that's not healthy.
No,
it's
it's
not
gonna-
healthy. It's gonna
it's
roll
gonna
over.
crash.
It's gonna crash. So you want it. You want to see it come back and back test support. You want to see it go up,
There's-
see good percentage, and you want to see it come down a little bit. Back test support on the EMA, bounce off the EMA, go up again, come down, bounce.
Yeah.
And when it comes down and breaks that 55 EMA, that's the sell and go to the beach signal. It's just gonna come down. You always climb
So-
steps up and jump out the window on the way
So
down.
there's basically there's like in the past, if you look at the past, there's like buy and sell like stops. You can see where like it almost wanted to keep going, then it got dropped, and then it went up to that spot and dropped again.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's like
head.
that's either like your head or
Resistance.
your resistance or your support. So
Yeah.
when it goes up and over, that's usually like you can see it almost banks off of it, and then it keeps going up again.
Yeah.
And if it falls below it, then and more than likely the things are gonna cross, and you're like, oh, sell.
Yeah, you just sell it. and
Sell
then-
it. So-
and then all you have to do is just wait for the next signal. If if you get the sell and go to the beach signal, it's gonna take a while for that next buying.
It could take a while.
It could take a
or it could be a
couple
few
of days.
days. Yeah.
It could take a couple of days. It could take a couple of weeks. It could take a month or two.
Yeah.
Not like a stock where it could take a fucking year,
Years.
2 years, right? For
Well-
crypto, it's so volatile. You can make a lot of money because it could just take a month.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is wait for that line to cross again. Boom, buy, go to the beach.
My boy's uncle actually just texted me, and he 2 years ago
Uh-huh.
he talked about Bitcoin.
Oh man, he's making money.
He retired.
He retired.
On Bitcoin?
I think he invested like, I forgot how much he told me, but he said he's made over 1.2 million.
But you see
out
what
of
I'm
Bitcoin.
saying?
Yeah.
And
So
he
like,
goes,
you know a person who's fucking
yeah,
got rich
yeah.
off
And he
of it.
goes, well, I'm trying to share the wealth, so invest
Yeah.
in this next.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Right. He said 1 inch.
1 inch. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
look into that.
I don't have no like.
Hey,
like,
no,
like,
it's
this is not
something to
financial
look into.
advice,
It's something to look
but
into. Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's like something to do your research on, right?
Well, I know somebody who I
We'll
cut somebody
pull
who's
up-
gonna
we'll-
rent
pull up the
Pull
chart.
up
I
1
get them
inch.
on the-
So, I mean, okay, but look at. You just said right now that you know somebody that got rich, and you just said you know somebody that got rich. How many people do you know that say they got rich off of stocks?
How many pro basketball players you know?
Right.
Zero.
I don't, but I do know a lot of pro football players.
I know.
for-
I know a
for-
lot of
Yeah.
football players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's what I'm saying though. So like, it's not as much of a pipe dream as it sounds, you know.
Well, I know one.
Okay,
He knows one.
but still, in our little small circle of LA in the San Gabriel Valley,
Okay, I know one football player.
but that's what I'm
Two
saying.
football players.
But it's still, it's just that's way more than
That's crazy.
That- it's just- it's-
crazy that
yeah.
that's in our vicinity.
yeah.
And because it's in our vicinity, it means it's absolutely possible for one of us to hit it. You know what I mean?
I mean, X. I'm not gonna say how much he made, but he said when I heard how much he's made, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For my own homie to fucking make that, I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
X is one of
He's one of the co-hosts on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side note, Malcolm Gladwell was the writer of that book.
Okay.
Oh,
Malcolm
thank you.
Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell wrote the 10,000 hour rule.
Shout out.
Shout out
Shout
Mama
out to
Two
Malcolm
Ravens.
Gladwell. Shout out to the
Thank you.
production team.
It's like a real podcast. We have
Yeah.
we have
Yeah, we have
someone
a-
in the
yeah,
back
yeah,
talking.
she's our producer, Jamie. She's our Jamie. Yeah.
What is the dude like on
Joe Rogan's Jamie.
yeah, or on Jimmy Fallon or
Oh.
no, who's the one with the Guillermo?
Oh, Guillermo. Yeah. That's fuck, I forget. Yeah, Jim is Jimmy Fallon. No.
Young
Jimmy Kimmel.
Guillermo.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and I pulled up 1 inch. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, what
Alright.
is?
but I
Do
mean,
the technical analysis first.
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know what I'm gonna do on our YouTube channel? I'm gonna work with X and see if he can give me a collection of videos that he used to develop his strategy, and then we can make it public.
Playlist.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
playlist and make it public so everybody can watch it.
Yeah.
And then using that, they could fucking do whatever they want.
Right.
Hopefully, we all get rich in the process.
Right. None of this is financial.
Yeah,
advice.
no, yeah. But at least it'll give you some kind of direction of what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely. But I mean, look, in your situation and even yours, you know, at this young age, I just think it's something that you guys have at least a little bit of leeway to kind of play with your money in different places, not just crypto,
Yeah.
but like, you know, throw some money in a stock, throw some like there's different places or a business. I mean, fuck.
Shout out Acorns.
Acorn. There you go. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
fuck, that's
yeah.
even, you know,
Acorn,
your
yeah.
change, you know, believe it or not, adds
No,
up.
but see, that's
He
what I'm
invested.
saying. I invest a lot.
Oh, the company.
I invest. No, I'm saying I
Oh.
invest a lot into Acorns. Like
Well,
that's the
the
only
app-
thing I use to save.
The app allows you to like either use your change, but you can also just dump money.
Oh, okay. Like it's like a saving
They
bank kind
invest
of.
for you.
Yeah.
Got it.
They
Got
So
basically
it.
he's right though, because like the amount that I invest into Acorns, if I were to just even cut it in half and put it into crypto,
Or an
it's
ETF
Or-
for your kids, an ETF.
Yeah.
Like the high
Or-
dividend yield.
Or what you did, which was you threw money in, you made what your initial investment was, pulled
They
out,
pulled
and now
it
you're
out,
playing with the
yeah.
house's money.
Well, I put up my principal.
I mean, yeah, the principle.
the
Yeah.
principle. Yeah, that's what the dude I'm talking
See,
about.
I mean that
Yeah.
this
Uncle
way.
Ray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out.
Uncle Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Acorn is pretty cool too, cause like in my future investment, I think I've invested like of my own cash, like
Uh-huh.
probably like 12 grand, and it shows that I'm like at 13 and $100, so
Yeah.
$1,100 profit, like
Yeah.
See,
of just
that's-
investing.
I
and
mean,
that's-
Acorns
yeah.
is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Acorns.
Yeah.
Like, continue, keep doing that. But if you were to invest
You can put like a quarter of that into.
into Acorns, it's going to be really good. If you were to invest into a high dividend yield ETF, there's 30-day yields where with like 7%, you know, for every $100 you're going to get $7 back every 30 days. You set that to reinvest. You set that to reinvest your dividend. That $7 you get, you throw it back in. So now instead of $107 or $100, you get $107 invested. Then now you're going to get 7% of that 107, so a little more than $7 next time you get a dividend, right? And then now you have $114, so you're going to get 7% 114, and then it starts to snowball. That money starts to grow and grow and grow and grow, right? Until you get to like $200. You get 7% of $200. You know what I mean? Boom, you get that, reinvest it. Now your next one's going to be bigger. You know what I mean? So if you keep doing that in tandem with the Acorns, well, you're setting your kids up for a really bright monetary, like monetarily,
in the
monetarily
future.
wise, setting
Yeah.
up really well.
Like another thing that like I'm about to do is Ethereum is changing their system. So they're on a mining system right now, just like Bitcoin, where you know people build mining systems, rigs, and then they mine the coin, and that's how they get that's how it ends up into the world. That's the only way that you can get a coin into the world, and then they trade it for either another currency or another coin. Well, Ethereum saw that as a potential. Well, it's an issue because people with a lot of money that can pay for equipment are able to mine more than the common folk. So you have China, which recently got shut down. They shut down 4 of the biggest mining companies in China by the government, and Ethereum is like, you know what, we're switching over to staking rather than mining. This way, everybody has an equal opportunity to quote unquote mine it, because it's now not mined anymore. What you do instead is you put money in. You put your Ethereum that you own. Actually, they want a specific amount, but you put your money that you own into it, and then it creates a node which then verifies blockchaining. So it does the same thing that mining did, but without actually needing equipment to do it. It just needs a basic computer to do it.
It's like a dividend.
Yeah, and what it does is it ends up giving you an APY, an annual percentage yield. So every year you're getting a certain percentage of whatever you put in. It's going to increase it percentage-wise, plus the increase of the coin if it gains value. So even if you own like $200, they were saying like if you were to guesstimate like 30 in 10 years, if it went up to like they were making up numbers like, okay, let's just say Ethereum went up to 10,000 or even 30,000 what Bitcoin is right now, or close. That $500 could easily get you up to it was like $100K, $500
So
in
if
10
you
years.
Invest $500 into Ethereum.
put it in it's a staking. You stake it,
So
and
right
then
now,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slap $200 in there and just let it go.
for 10 years,
Yeah.
I almost have 1,000 fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
make
not.
a fat
Yeah,
return.
yeah, you might. And
Hey, honestly, it's
It's
people go
just
to the casino. People
Right.
you
How
know,
many
buy
times- right.
Gucci bags.
we were talking about
You
that.
have, you have better odds. You have better odds.
Hey, he doesn't go to the casino.
I'm a degenerate.
Not at all. I'm a degenerate.
It's on his arm.
Shout out Bobby Cerna.
Hey,
Shout out Bobby Sarah.
hey, Drake did mention Baccarat in his song, so
Nice, nice.
I actually got him into it.
Yeah, easy baccarat. Fine. So yeah, man. So like, I mean, just a few $100.
So I can Pete break our phone rule right now.
Damn.
That's just,
Clients?
Students.
Oh, students. See, but that's hey, you know what? At least you're.
Work. Sorry.
That was one of the principles that I wrote down was to not to hold your knowledge,
Yeah.
and
Share
it
the
sounds like you're sharing
Share the
it, which
knowledge.
is
Yeah.
kind of cool,
Do the knowledge.
Got a question
Appreciate
here.
that.
A young barber asked him if he should buy a camera, and I said they're very expensive. I asked him what phone he has. You're better off just getting an upgrade on your phone and using the iPhone 13, 12. It's good. As long as your background's good, it's all about the background lighting.
Nice. Yeah, that's smart. And you pay it monthly
Yeah,
if
and
you don't have the
phone
money.
is all-in-one.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, like my camera that I use, is pretty costly, everything.
iPhone, you owe us a bunch of money now because that's a free plug. It's not a free plug.
So-
pay us.
Apple.
Our 10 followers. Man.
So I want to ask y'all, do you have like solidified set like when I think about my plans for the future, I have like milestones, like checkpoints that I gotta reach. Have y'all established that, or are you just kind of like
Winging it.
going through the motions?
I mean, for me, I have short-term goals, right? But it's hard for me to say like, and I don't think it's wrong, right? I don't think it's wrong to be like, I don't have like this long-term goal of like I want to be a millionaire, or this is what I want to do, right? In 5-10 years, right? I have a short-term goals, like I want to get into sales, right? I want to move from direct sales to be a sales rep, right? Like small short-term goals. But if I did have a long-term goal, like my long-term goal would be, to take over my mom's mortgage payment in Georgia, right? Like that would be like a short to long-term goal, like a medium-term goal. But as to far as say like I want to be a millionaire, I'm not sure that's what I want,
Okay.
right?
Do you want a family?
Oh yeah, like I want a family, I want to have.
Like what do you envision the family?
I always used to tell these guys, like, and they used to always tell me I was crazy, but it always just used to be me, my mom, my brother, and my sister. That's it.
Okay.
And we never had Christmases. Like my mom my mom used to take us to those free ticket Thanksgiving dinners, which to this day I always like have a special place in my heart when I see people go to that. But she used to take us to things like that. So like I always wanted a big family because of things like that, right? I always wanted to like celebrate a Thanksgiving or celebrate like a Christmas. I think like last year was like the first year like we all gave Christmas gifts to each other. Like me, Steven, Hunter, Marcus gave Christmas gifts to his gift. And now we had the money. We had the money to do that, and
That's
it just made me like, okay, so like it made me feel good. So one day I do want, hopefully, I mean any kid would be, I would be grateful for, but a big family would be like cool.
So what number would you say?
You know,
Kids, what number?
You gotta have one first.
Yeah, I mean, if this is just off of not having one first, I would say 4.
4?
That would be like the cap.
How much money do you think it would cost
Oh yeah.
to raise a family?
Oh no.
Per year,
Yeah.
annually?
Hey, and the way California is going, it's almost impossible to have 4 kids.
Yeah.
It's pretty impossible.
I would
Like
say at
unless
least-
you have like
I would say at least $400,000.
$400,000. Yeah,
To
but
raise what for 18 years?
To raise 4 kids and like.
the way gas prices haven't
Let's say-
gone back down.
No, they're stuck
Let's
there,
say
man.
in a place like this, in a
Yeah.
place like this, however much it costs to live here, a family of 4, roughly between 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah. Yeah, 300 or 400.
Yeah. I mean, people do it way.
I mean, if you have
Yeah, you
two,
could do it with less,
you can do
but
it way less.
you're gonna be.
You're not gonna be living like this. You know.
yeah, but if you have like a partner, you know, and you guys, you know,
Yeah.
So yeah, but then you have to think about that is that's taken away from your kids being raised. Who's gonna raise your kids now?
that's true.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
that's
type
true.
of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's just my wishes, you know. That's
Yeah.
just like my ideal. But honestly, like his kids, they're like my kids too, you know. Like I treat them like they're family, you know. He's basically family. That's as close as family as it gets because my family just moved to Georgia.
Man.
But
All of them.
yeah, my mom and brother left to Georgia. My sister stayed.
Okay.
But they're all over there, you know.
Do you ever see?
I'm not gonna lie, I cried for the first week.
I want to pause it real fast. I'm a straight man. He didn't mean it like that. So we're just best friends.
Yeah, we're just best friends. Yeah, yeah. But
What are you scared of, bro?
He is secure.
Yeah,
you
no,
guys-
but-
Now there's a million of viewers. Oh, these dudes are fucking.
These dudes.
Well, I'm on Instagram. These guys are fucking.
Okay.
Who's that too?
Yeah, no. Yeah, but what were we saying?
You're talking about your sister.
Oh
And
yeah.
your first week that you were crying.
Yeah, the first week my mom left, I was crying. Every time I FaceTime my mom, I was crying. I didn't realize like how hard it was gonna be.
Man.
But you know, I got used to it. She's happy in Georgia. Like finally got to own something that's hers.
Oh really?
Got a house in Georgia, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom for
nice.
$310K.
Oh wow.
Like
That's pretty good.
You know, so
Shout out to Mama Lee.
shout out to Mama. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to move to Georgia.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No,
you don't
yeah,
want
hey,
to.
California is where it's at. Yeah, California is at.
Georgia has chiggers. You don't want chiggers.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard of that?
No,
The
I
bug.
like-
Like these little bugs that get in your arm,
It's like the
Oh.
mummy.
and then they crawl.
Bro, you know he knows like the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
This dude does not. He doesn't eat sausages and like. Bro, why don't you eat sausages again?
Okay,
But
Say that.
Italian sausage.
I don't eat sausage that has fennel on it.
Okay.
Okay, look. Hey, hold on.
95% of the population does not know what fentanyl. I thought he was talking fentanyl. I was like, why?
That's fentanyl.
Let me tell you. Let me
Oh,
just
you know
tell
what
let
fentanyl
me.
is?
Yeah, I do know what fentanyl is.
No,
No, not fennel. Fennel.
Fennel.
Fennel. No, I don't even know what that
That's
is.
what I said. Bro, I said 90% of human beings do not know what that is.
They
Let
didn't
me
eat
tell
that
you,
shit. That's
these two are the most pickiest eaters I've known in my entire lifetime. This dude Art
picky
gets a
as fuck.
cheeseburger with no cheese.
no, I get it with cheese, but I only get it with cheese. Nothing else.
He doesn't like his mustard and ketchup touching. That's what it is.
I only get mayo. I don't even
This
eat
dude
mustard
doesn't eat
ketchup.
no vegetables.
Yeah, except for corn and potatoes.
It's crazy, and these guys know so much, and it amazes me how these guys are so picky.
No, my food could taste. I'm not like Hunter. Hunter
See, I
can't.
don't consider myself to be.
You guys are picky.
He eats
I'm-
garbage. He's like a raccoon.
I consider myself.
garbage disposal.
No, if you don't eat Italian
But-
sausages, you're not a garbage disposal.
That's
not
the
even
one.
bad.
That's the one thing. That's his one thing.
Hey,
Hey.
Mo, here, listen to it. Listen to his analogy on it.
Okay,
What it is.
thing.
I don't want to hear it. A sausage is a sausage.
No.
I like sausage.
Italian.
I don't like fennel.
No, let
So
him
you-
explain. Let him explain.
I like
please.
sausage. Like if you get like chorizo, if you get like a
Bratwurst.
bratwurst.
How
if you
about a
get-
sausage egg McMuffin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I fucking
Okay,
love
okay.
it.
Explain what it is.
I don't like fennel. If you ever get sausage on pizza, you ever see this little striped
a
seed
seed.
on there? That has, it's a seed that has little stripes.
Oh yeah.
When you
Like
bite, it's
at
kinda
Pizza
powerful,
Hut.
it's
I see
like-
it at Pizza Hut, yeah.
That's called fennel. If they just put regular ass sausage on pizza that didn't have fennel, I would eat it all day. I don't like the little seed fennel. Have you ever seen the
What
movie?
made you like? Oh, this little
Have you-
seed. I don't like it.
Listen.
Have you ever seen the movie 127 Hours?
No.
Yes,
No?
you have.
talked
It's
about
the dude where he gets trapped on the hike.
He's
The fool cuts his own arm
He
off.
has to cut his own arm off?
Like a rock comes on his arm.
It's James Franco.
James Franco has to cut his own arm off because
Okay.
it's stuck
With the
between a
pocket
rock
knife.
and a hard place.
Where's this going? 'Cause we're talking- Where's this going? Because we're talking about sausage.
Listen.
So his arm is stuck and he's there. He's stuck there for 127 hours. That's why they call the movie 127 hours. Well, anyways,
'Cause his arm is pinned.
His arm is pinned there and it starts to die.
It's
dying,
that squish.
smelling gaseous, and then he realizes that if he wants to live, because ain't nobody out here in Zion National Park, he's got to cut his own arm off. So he tries to pull out a fucking Swiss Army knife, and he like
Pocket knife.
drops it. So he has to pull out an even smaller Swiss Army knife, and like cut his fucking arm off with like this tiny little knife. It's super dull.
Yeah.
Anyways, as he's cutting through his arm, he reaches a nerve, and when he touches the nerve,
Oh, it's like,
in the movie, there's like this massive alarm that goes off, like, "Wah!" Like, and if you watched it in a theater,
It's super
it was like,
funky.
oh shit,
like, oh,
it scares the
yeah.
shit out of you.
It's a jump scare.
It's like, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's what it's like when fennel touches my tongue. I'm just like,
Bro, you have to see the movie.
Let me do a little quick. I was like, where's it going? We're gonna edit it into the movie. I mean, to the show.
The story earlier, I lost. I was like, where's
What the fuck?
He told me a 15-minute story to get
Bro.
I think we could put that in the YouTube, like a split second of that. Like,
I consider myself like one of the least picky eaters.
see, but like I'll eat. I'll
flip
eat
it, you
fucking
flip it.
anything. Like I eat so much.
So
food.
you legit only don't eat fennel?
I like. Yeah, there's like very few.
You ever
foods
tried
that I
durian?
eat. Yeah, I like durian.
You
oh,
like
he was
durian?
drinking.
They call me Mr. Durian.
Dude, we call him Mr. We call the fucking.
Let me tell
the
you,
fruit,
hold
the
on.
fruit.
Durian, just put it this way.
Tastes
You know,
like
who's the bald?
It
really does.
You like it?
No, dude.
You know,
He was drinking
you
it.
know the bald
Oh,
dude on the Travel Channel, Zimmer.
Oh,
Andrew Zimmerman.
yeah,
Andrew
yeah, yeah.
Zimmerman. He's the craziest things in the world.
Andrew Zimmerman.
He couldn't do it.
He ate durian. When I saw him eat it, he spit it out.
That's the only thing he wouldn't eat.
Only thing he wouldn't eat.
Wow, that's
In
bad.
my household,
That's a
we
common
would
It's
eat
just like
durian all the time.
Wait, you really
I love
Tell
durian.
the story.
You like durian?
Alright, so this food.
Okay, hold on.
Alright,
Before we
go
continue,
for it.
This dude doesn't like fentanyl,
And dirty.
but likes durian.
But like dirty.
Oh my god, this is.
I'll get more in depth on fennel after he tells you.
Okay. So I come in the fucking
our
room
last
and this
name.
fool has a cup of like it looks like a boba tea or something, and it's a boba tea cup, and he goes, "Try it," and I'm like,
It's from downstairs.
"Oh, it's from downstairs. It's from downstairs."
Wait, no, they go to Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix has a lot of durian.
It's
Yes,
downstairs.
yes.
So
Shout out Phoenix.
he's like, "Try it." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Like it tastes fucking good. And then somebody said, "What does it taste like?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know." And then finally somebody goes, "It tastes like booty." I'm like, "I don't fucking know what booty tastes like."
A lot of people say like when they
tastes like-
smell it, it
tastes-
smells like fart. To me, it smells rich. That's just me.
Rich.
Or
doesn't-
smell kind of rich.
It's like,
Average fart.
Like it tastes rich. It doesn't taste like fart.
well, apparently,
You know what I mean?
according to everybody in that room,
That's just my
it tasted
taste
like
buds, though.
not just fart, booty. Like-
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna
eat.
be honest. It wasn't easy for me to drink, but because I'm a human garbage disposal, I was just like.
Just like,
So you don't like it? No, you
But I
don't
know
like
you had to
it.
muscle it down.
But I like it now.
Wait, so you ordered again?
Yeah.
No, you
No,
have to,
you
you had to taste the fruit.
I will.
Like you have to
actual
taste the.
Durian.
Huh?
Pull a picture.
It looks like a jackfruit.
It's a
the
big-
outside looks like a jackfruit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
inside
It's
is
smaller though, right?
smells
It's
awful.
smaller than
Yeah.
jackfruit.
In Thailand. So the
It's
fruit
actually
comes.
illegal in some spots because
Yes,
it smells so bad.
it comes from Thailand, but I've heard in Thailand in the Airbnbs they tell
it an
you
Asian fruit?
do not
Yeah.
cut durian
They
in the
eat
house.
those. Mo, why do you eat the weirdest?
Cook the cheese, like, who
Hey, you got.
Who got the durian?
Hey, it's not weird, bro.
No,
It's
it's
just
weird.
Let me tell you
Dude.
something. I'm gonna give you guys a
What a
little Asian history lesson on food.
Go for it.
Is that a lot of and
Oh, there it
I
is.
might not be told.
Jamie pulled it up.
That's a
Show the
durian.
camera. Show the camera.
Mama
Yes.
Jamie.
Yes, that's a durian.
Jamie.
But
Maybe we could pull it up.
a
on
lot
YouTube
of
then.
foods, like in Vietnamese culture, like you hear broken rice, right?
Broken
rice. Why do we eat broken rice?
What is broken rice?
Because
So the long grain is
because the
broken
poor people, right?
They need
Vietnam's
more
a
of
third.
it. They
Yeah.
make more of it.
No, Vietnam is a third world country.
Right.
The poor people who used to farm in the rice fields used to pick up the leftover rice and make broken rice. So we made like a lot of our dishes are made
staple.
out of scraps,
Mm.
right?
So durian's a scrap.
No, durian. I don't know about durian,
No.
but that's just a little history lesson why some of the stuff we eat is kind of like, okay, why do you
Weird.
eat
Well,
that?
Extreme.
It's not
Yeah.
weird.
Some
Okay.
people will consider it.
Well,
Yeah,
What
people-
makes
let me
you
give
wake
you-
up and cook a duck?
I don't know.
Everybody,
I can't-
a lot
I
of
can't
people eat
answer
duck,
that.
bro.
No,
Hella
that's
people
isn't,
eat
isn't
duck.
that like an Asian?
Asians do, but so did native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat the fuck out of a duck.
So we go duck hunting. That's why we have like
Yeah.
ages long traditions of
It-
duck
The duck
hunting.
is good though.
Yeah, it's good. But
Sorry.
but you know what? On the same token,
Fogo's good.
Yeah.
Shout out Fogo.
Okay, we just went there yesterday.
Fogo, shout out
Shout out to
Fogo. Give us a discount at least when we go the next time. But like fucking brown folk do the same thing. The other day we were eating tacos De vapor, or is it?
Al vapor.
Yeah.
What is that?
They cook it in
vapor.
steam.
They cook it in vapor.
Well, what kind of meat is it?
So, check this out. The one that we were eating was,
Cachetes.
yeah, and that shit was the
Is that
face of the
boob?
cow.
That's boobs.
No, the face of the cow.
Cachetes means cheeks. It would mean ass.
No, but it was literally
like the
the
cow cheeks.
the face of
I
the
thought that's
cow.
buche.
No.
No.
Buche is
The intestines of the
Buche's fire.
and then
I like buche.
and then the cabeza is like all the
The
parts
head.
of the head.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
So, but
right,
it's
The cachetes is
it's
the
not
most
the
fatty, so it's
yeah,
like- it's
it's
a lot of
super
flavor.
rich, it's delicious.
Right.
But that's just like poor people had to eat that because the good cuts are
Exactly.
more expensive and reserved for the fucking.
Yeah,
like
that's
lengua.
a
You
black
think
country.
Yeah.
a rich person? Oh, let me just eat this tongue.
No, they want
right?
they want to eat
No.
the
Well, they eat snails, so I don't know.
yeah
Hey,
yeah.
snails are good.
Yeah.
Hey, snails are good.
I haven't tried 'em.
Hey,
Can't
Vietnamese
say it.
people, shout out to the French people out there. Snails are very good.
I'm sure they're not the only ones that eat it.
So, let me tell you a story. There was a time when I was a little boy. I was a little boy in a tiny apartment that was probably the size of this living room. And the living room had nothing in it. It had a box that the TV was on, or I don't know, the TV was on like this little stand. And like our table was like just a box, like a moving box.
Mhm.
And we got, I remember it vividly. Fennel is the reason why Fennel is the reason why I remember this so vividly.
not the small room with the box, but the fennel.
It's the fennel. So like we're there. There's nothing in this place. It's completely empty. I don't know how long we've been there. I don't know. I don't think.
We just moved.
I don't have too many memories prior to this. I do have some that faintly come and go, but this is like the event that brought me online to like the world. Like, oh shit, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck is happening here? You know? I remember my mom saying, "Let's get pizza," and she got Pizza Hut. I remember it vividly. It was Pizza Hut. She's like, "What do you want?" She's like, "Sausage, pepperoni." And I'm like, "Yeah, get that." I'm on. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know. I just like she was so enthusiastic about it, and I was enthusiastic about it. Maybe I ate it before, but it's like, yeah, sausage, pepperoni, whatever. Like, boom. So the pizza comes, and I take a bite, and I bite right into a fennel, like a whole tooth full of like all fennel, and it was just so fucking like. Blah. I remember like, what the fuck?
It's
And I
very
spit
potent
it
when
out,
you
and I was
bite
like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, it's sausage, and I'm looking at it like, fuck sausage, like, ugh. And it was so like repulsive that it just like brought me online, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I like looking around, and Star Trek was on. Yeah, the watching Star Trek, and it was like 1993 or some shit, and like yeah, fucking like that's what like brought me. It was so repulsive that it brought my senses to a point where I'm like was aware of my reality of life.
Reality.
Shout
Fennel.
out to Fennel.
So what made you
Fuck
do
you,
your
Fennel.
research on it? Did you try sausage again as you got older?
I didn't know what it was until I was like fucking 20 something.
Then you researched fennel.
No, I didn't research fennel. I
found
tried.
you.
I avoided sausage. I avoided sausage on pizza, specifically on pizza. I would eat sausage all over the place, but specifically on pizza, for whatever reason, I would never eat it. And then, but I knew that I would eat sausage in other dishes. So I was like, man, maybe there's something I'm missing here. So I tried it again.
It's the Italians.
Like I got to try it because I eat it in other dishes. So I have to see what's going on. And I try it. Ugh, disgusting. What the fuck? And I have to find out why I don't like it. I didn't know why I didn't like pizza on sausage. So I'm examining it, and I see the little seed, and I go, oh, fuck that seed. I don't know what that seed is, but fuck that seed.
Examining
That's-
sausages.
That's
And you held your hand up like that. That's horrible.
I was like, that seed is the reason that I don't like this shit. It's not the sausage. It's this fucking seed.
So you Googled seeds on sausages.
No, I didn't. I just took a mental note of like, this is why I don't like it. Is that seed right there? And then in the future, I don't know where I was at, but somebody was like, "Hey, you want sausage on the pizza?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "What? You don't like sausage?" And I'm like, "No, I like sausage. I don't like the little seed that's on the sausage." And then somebody goes, "Oh, that's fennel." And I'm like, and then I was like, "Oh, well, fuck fennel." And yeah, that's how that came. That's how that came to be.
You know what's crazy? The actual plant, the fennel plant, smells like black licorice.
Yeah.
It's supposedly fennel's supposed to taste like black licorice.
You know what? I could see that though. Now that you say that, I could see how that tastes
I've
like
never
black.
eaten black licorice.
Oh, it's
That's
fucking
disgusting.
disgusting. You know, have you ever had
Thank
NyQuil?
you.
The original,
Thank you.
the original
Yeah.
NyQuil.
It is disgusting.
Have you ever had the original NyQuil, the green one,
Yeah.
like blackish green?
Yeah.
That is the same flavor as black
Maybe
liquor.
that's why I don't like fennel, because
Oh.
Okay,
you
we're gonna
lie.
have to close it up pretty soon.
All right. Damn, this was fun.
It was
That was
It
fun.
just really-
I
it's
really
too
I
bad.
enjoyed
want all
that.
the podcasters now. Hey, co-host, Spiky Fades.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
It was fun,
Barber
right?
slash
No,
Michael
I
Pigment
did
too.
really enjoy
Well,
it.
we got this. We could maybe. Yeah, we could do this multiple times. I
We
mean,
could do this a lot, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe it's not raining outside, better view.
yeah, that's what kind of started this late too. It started raining.
I mean, also like we've done this a few times on the very top floor of our sponsored Michelin Packs.
Michelin
of that
Packs.
building. We're not gonna say his name, but like on the top of that building, like we've done a few episodes like up there overlooking the city. So
Yeah.
if y'all want, you can go and experience that too before
Yeah,
we
we
come
could've.
back here. So you know what that's like. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
this, I feel like you definitely enjoyed it up there.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe.
It's a really cool vibe.
Probably colder now though.
Yeah.
Like it, like it.
Yeah, yeah. It
But
didn't take us
also,
sweater.
also he has that, you know, where the
little
baby
fireplace.
shower was at.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
We've done it
Yeah.
there a few times too.
That's what's pretty cool.
so
That
if
was
y'all-
originally our
Yeah.
starting.
So if y'all want to experience that, we could actually like go so y'all can
Yeah,
experience
yeah.
this there before we bring it back here. But I definitely am excited to have y'all sponsor the show and do it here too.
I enjoyed it. I
Shout out
really did.
Tier 1.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Tier 1. So
definitely
yeah, so on the way out, we like to hit all the plugs that we want to plug. So we're gonna go down the list, but before we do that, do we have like any closing thoughts, top takeaways from the show, things that maybe you want to, maybe you learned, maybe you didn't learn, maybe something you want to go and think about?
Question for the crowd.
Yeah. So takeaways, questions, last, final thoughts, and we'll start over here.
Well, my one takeaway or my just final say before this is over is, never feel in a rush. Never feel like you're out of place. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. All right. So if you're 22, 23, 30, 35,
If you're in prison,
shout out to if you in prison, hey, honestly, shout out to the lady that told me that at King Crab. It was a breakthrough moment in my life. I know it was like a little moment,
Yeah.
but a breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kicking Crab. It was one of the best jobs I ever had in my life. So that's
Sick.
my 2 cents.
King Crab, you owe us money now.
Kicking Crab. That's the thing. Hey,
Inglewood, or what was it, Crenshaw?
Crenshaw. Yeah.
Um,
I love that city too. That city taught me a lot. That job taught me a lot of things. So.
yeah. All right, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, just having faith in the process. Like what I gather from what you're saying is like, just have faith in your process and your hustle. And if you really are applying yourself, like it will happen.
Mhm.
Like you said earlier in the show, somebody asked you like about how many years has it been good for you, and you're like, well, this is the first year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tattooing for 13 years, and this is the first year it was ever good for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been picking away at this for 13 years, and it's the first year I've ever had like a profit. You know what I
Right.
mean? And there was, like, the majority of my tattoo career was like barely making the rent, like hours before the rent is due, like
Yeah.
just struggling, and there's also peaks and valleys all the time, and those peaks and valleys kind of honestly scare me. So they scare me because when things are going good, it's just like all of a sudden like, oh fuck, like brace for impact, because things are going
Yeah.
really good right now. So
Yeah.
oh shit, the valley is coming soon, So when I hear you say like, be patient, keep at it, like that makes it easier to brace for impact. That
Yeah.
gives you like confidence that like, there won't even be an impact. It's just like a retracement, like CoinSkid said, like Bitcoin goes up to 102, it's got to retrace.
It has to go back
down
down.
to 30, and
But then
that's
it's
what we're
in-
praying for.
Yeah.
Right.
We're praying for the dumps because that's when we can get everything on sale. So
Right.
Go back
so
up.
when we go in our valleys, you know what I mean? That's a dump in our personal stock. Everything's on sale. That's an opportunity to make shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's my takeaway. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just honestly, like, I'm really happy that just so the crowd knows, these guys right here, they mean a lot to me because they're my brothers. I was introduced to them by my younger brothers, and I got to see them grow up in my house. You know, our house, for those that don't know, was like the house of lost boys. Literally, all of us were always there. Sleeping on the couches and staying up all night and fucking.
And for the women watching, when your man says he's gonna go play board games at his friend's house, he
really
is playing board
We're
games.
fucking playing board games. I had these motherfuckers playing Dungeons and Dragons. Damn. So,
all those memes you see are live.
Yeah.
We're sitting there with a deck of cards in our hand.
Exactly. Playing fucking Magic together.
What was that game where you roll the dice and it's a letter that comes out and you have to name the letter?
Categories.
One time, I'm not gonna say his name, but he rolls it and it's the M and the category is cars. He goes, motherfucking G whip.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
Fucking G whip. Wow. All right. Well, but anyway, so I just want to say, you know, you guys mean a lot. I really appreciate you guys for being on the show. It's really cool to see both of you guys. Like, you guys' house is nice. Like, I really like your apartment's really and at your age, you guys are fucking nailing it. And shout out to my brother. You know, he's also on the path to that. You know.
Yeah, don't leave him out.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know what happened.
We'll hear it.
So, but and we'll probably get him on the show. Maybe all y'all could be on at the same time. But you know, it's really cool to see that you guys are doing what you got to do to get where you got to go, and in different avenues. You know, you with your entrepreneurship, you with your business career. You know, me coming from my own like career path. It's a trip, especially with kids.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't imagine like depending on like clients to feed my family. That shit blows my mind. It blows my mind. So kudos to you for that. Mo, kudos to you for, you know, like it's awesome to see that, you know, you're using a skill that you have to talk to people and you're able to turn that into actual like career, and that's kind of cool, man. Like,
Thank you.
I really like that you're doing that. And then you guys are also holding each other up. I think that's really important for all of us to realize that, you know, when you're making it, not just to do it on your own, you know, it's always helpful to, you know, you guys are splitting the rent, I assume, right? And or to an extent, I mean, whatever. You guys have some kind of thing set up here.
Yeah.
And
it's all about helping each other.
right. And it's not, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is not because this talk shit or shame, but it's more to show like, fuck, sometimes you have to do that to go forward. I mean, if you were to be getting a place by yourself, would it look like this? Maybe. All right, maybe not you because you're balling, but Mo, like in your situation, you know, like maybe you could, but you maybe be struggling, you know. I don't know, but
we were looking for a fucking spot. I gave him my price budget, and then I saw this, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's just get it."
Yeah, don't live beyond your means either. So, but the point I'm trying to make is,
not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. The point I'm trying to make is that you know hook each other up and use each other to both get up at the same time, and all of us to get up together, because you know like Bitcoin and all those things, you know, that's opportunity that we have to fucking go against what the system was designed to do, which was to not allow us to be sitting at the table with the other people, you know? So, you know, utilize your time, your resources, your networks, all that shit, and get it done in any way that you can, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately what I got from this one. So, thank you too. I know, man. Your turn, bro. What are your final thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Conclusions, takeaways.
I don't know. It's just fun being on the show. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's just friendship goes a long way. Just knowing that people have your back and stuff, and just knowing like how much like love you guys got for us. Like never really like heard you guys say it's always been like that. That tough love, you know. But it's just cool, you know, that to see that my older I don't have older brothers, so like you guys are like older brothers. Like Hunter is the older brother to me too. Like to see that you guys like appreciate like my hard work and that I put in, you know. Like I have family members. I don't even have a relationship with none of my family. Like the only one's kind of my mom, and like kind of my dad, you know. So like I talk to nobody. It's just a lot of hate now because of success. That's another thing. Success causes a lot of hate. People just don't understand. They can't wrap their head around being so young and being so
I
successful.
have to bring you back on the show to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah, that's a big one, actually. So yeah, a lot of people. I have no connection with no family no more. Like these guys are my family. It's Steven, Hunter, Art's like family to me. Like they're all family to me. So I just know like now to hear you guys say like my older brothers to get that knowledge. Like I haven't got that from family. So it's like to hear my older brothers appreciate me and like my best friend appreciate me. Like feels good, you know. So it's just like another like pat on the back, and now it's like not like to be content, but just to keep going, you know. Like now I have an opportunity to now I'm not saying I'm helping him out. He's more like we're helping each other out now to grow even bigger in something like I said, I only see positive going up from it, and I feel me and him are, and the people that we bring on board with us is just gonna be endless amounts of this growth, you know. And not once we hit our $1 million mark that I promised us, then we're gonna just go up higher.
You promised it.
I promise it. Promise it. But yeah, I take it. It was fun being on the show. I'm for sure looking forward to being on more shows. Gotta get your sister on here.
He has only brothers, by the way.
Yeah.
We have to get his younger sister on here. It'd be good.
We're already canceled. So.
Hey, but honestly, one thing too is that I feel like, you know, before, you know, I know the tape's rolling, but I feel like we all understand a little bit of everybody's struggle, right? Like, I know a little bit about your story, a little bit about your story, a little bit about Marcus's story, like we all connect in that way. It's all about like understanding, right? Like, that's what makes us who we are today. Really, it sounds super cheesy, but it's really true.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, like we're able to empathize with each other, especially because we've been in each other's lives intermittently for a really long time. You know, and to hear like, you know, like one of the roots of the podcast, like I was saying earlier, was us like identifying issues that we felt like we should have addressed. Like if we were brought up proper, we would have addressed the issues that we're experiencing now in our 30s.
Long time ago.
10 years ago, 12 years ago, you know what I mean? And when we see y'all excel, it's like, holy shit, like for us, like, damn, like how are they able to excel amidst all the issues that are so pervasive within our communities and things that we see in our struggle, you know what I mean? And like
We've had those conversations.
Yeah, you know?
Me and him are talking about y'all.
Yeah. Like y'all come up in our conversations a lot because we're looking to y'all.
Like what the fuck?
We're looking to y'all for like a little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? Like when it should be the other way around, you know? But like y'all have excelled and done the work that it takes to do what you're doing. And it's like now we're learning from you, you know? And like I appreciate that. I appreciate being able to, you know, like even to have y'all not only in our life, but it's like to see how eager you are to be like, oh yeah, I'm down. You know what I mean? Like originally we were gonna have just him on the show, and then Mo comes home and we're like, yo, let's get Mo on the show. You know what I mean? He was down. I was like, oh hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was cool.
It's so, you know, I'm so used to rejection that if you had been like, no, I'm cool, like it would have just been like, okay, you know what I mean? But the fact that you're like hella down, like, oh shit,
that was
like,
pretty cool.
It feels good because we're consistently.
We take L's.
Yeah, we take L's.
L's.
And we're consistently, you know.
Kind of feel like underdogs, if you will.
Yeah, almost, you know. So like, I'm hella proud of y'all. I'm hella happy that y'all are doing your thing. You know what I mean? I'll be asking you about some PPE because, you know, gloves, natural gloves are like, it's hard to come. I used to go to Costco for those and they don't got them no more.
Yeah, they booming. They,
you know?
Yeah,
They're
it's
paying minimum $17, $20 a box.
Yeah.
I get gloves too.
Oh my god.
Nowadays,
Those are ridiculous. But yeah, so all of that being said, we're gonna do our shout outs, you know, so
Plugs and shout outs, whatever.
shout out to Fools Gone Wild. Cause even if I lose, I ain't winning.
The mic might be
Little
bugging it.
Mystery, hit us up.
Yeah.
You owe us money. Oh, shout out to Michelin Packs.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to. You know what? To be honest, like really on that note, like that dude the man behind that he's a big reason why we're here too. So
Yeah.
big shout out to that man.
Yeah. So if y'all are smokers, you trying to get your butt on, like
Michelin.
hit up Michelin packs. You know what I mean? Like for reals. You got plugs?
Yeah, I got a couple. My sister, she does ombre eyebrows and eyelashes.
Nice.
So
Nice.
What's the
shout
handle?
out Vibes by Justine.
Instagram?
On Instagram,
At
yes.
Vibes by Justine.
Vibes by Justine. I'm sure we could get that handle in there somewhere. So
We'll edit that in.
Also shout out Tier 1, you know, Tier 1 right
Tier
here.
one
Tier
barbershop?
Hey, that's
Any one
gonna
of
be a
those
big.
shirts?
It's gonna be a big
Hey,
brand.
Tier 1. It's a lifestyle. It's not a barbershop.
Shout
Damn.
out to Tier 1 lifestyle.
Tier 1. dude.
Just tier 1.
Shout out
It's
to
just
Tier 1
top tier
condoms.
1. Just gotta add something with it.
Shout out to Tier 1.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anything else?
He's gonna fight me if I keep
Call it that again, motherfucker. Anything else?
I'd probably fight any man except two Ravens.
That's good. Smart. Smart.
It's good advice.
Just so you know, it costs a lot of money to fight me. Like, I will make you pay a lot of money if you want to fight me. I'll get you in a kimura, and you'll have to pay me to not break your arm. Like that's
You just, I'll pay you.
yeah.
You will pay that.
Sometimes I just want to take you on and just get in a bar fight.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
It's gonna be,
I'll buy your drinks. I'll
Tie
leave
my-
a drink.
you're gonna need a
Tie my
drink
right
after
hand
that.
and my left leg so it's fair.
I want you to tell the guy that at the bar too. I want to record it all too. Play it on the big screen.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, for real, you know, shout out to Tier 1. Shout out to California Trimming Company, fastest trimmers in the West, fastest trimmers probably in the whole world. If you think you got 10 trimmers that are faster than them, set them up and we'll knock them down.
we challenge you to a duel.
Race for checks.
Damn.
I don't know if the owner of California Trimming Company is going to appreciate that, but I'm sure he stands by it. he's watching this right now. He's like, yeah, we will knock him down. We will knock him down.
He's like, motherfucker, we putting bets out that.
Like, that sounds like a good slogan.
Line your 10 best trimmers up. We'll take them down.
Shout out to Player 002. That's me.
Hey, go watch Squid Game. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you owes money now. Netflix, you owes money.
Hey,
Queens owes money.
go watch Squid Game.
Dude, yeah, honestly,
that show will make you think.
if you're a man, watch it alone so you could be truly emotional, because that shit will make you cry.
Yeah, so I'm Player 002. It's my new handle. So shout out to me. If you want to get tatted, hit me up at tattooravens@gmail.com. TATTWORAVENS@gmail.com. I think I got some openings left, so hit me up and try to fit you in. Who else are we shouting out? No other ads. What's your IG handle?
My books are closed right now, so I'm not taking new clients, but I do have 3 barbers that I'm bringing into the San Gabriel location.
Nice.
You can go on the Tier 1 _ Los Angeles on Instagram, and there's a booking button. Anybody watching the show, I'll take off $10 for your first haircut.
Nice.
I'll take care of that part, but just go ahead. The other barbers' names are there. You can book with them. I'm only top-notch barbers, so that's all I had.
Sick. Also, shout out to Electric Funeral Tattoo in East LA. Their grand opening is on October 15th. Bunch of dope cats right there, so shout out to their grand opening. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know.
I just got like one for myself, I guess.
Okay.
At Emergence TCG. That's a project that I've been wanting to do. It's been I put it in the back burner because of the show and life and all this other stuff, but I eventually want to get back to it. It's a trading card game that I'm trying to design for indigenous kids, for brown kids who don't know anything about their culture. But basically it's like a Magic the Gathering, like the card games that I had y'all playing, but with all of the mythology of native mythology. So that's the premise of the game. So it's going to be very similar to those kinds of card games, those trading card games, but with the creatures and characters from our people, from our, who we are, and we don't get enough of that in our modern day media. So at Emergence TCG, I need artists, I need developers, people to create rules. If you play and you want to help with that, it's completely open source and it's all voluntary. So yeah, thank you guys. If you want to participate in that, I'm more than welcome to work with anybody. So
Add it. I think that's pretty much it.
I think so.
So.
Oh, and I want to shout out all the haters too.
Big shout out to our haters. We got some haters.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know, we have some haters. This show was almost got canceled in the intro in the beginning of it, in its emergence, if you will.
Yeah.
So, but fuck that.
It's very canceled already. So.
Yeah.
So congratulations, y'all made it to a very prestigious spot.
In the cancel department.
So yeah, shout out to the haters, and yeah, that's it. So the way we end the show, we're gonna go. So y'all are just gonna say, "Aho" when we say "Aho," right? And it goes like this: one heart, one spirit, one pipe, one drum, one chanupa. Aho.
Yeah.
Ready? One more time. One heart, one voice, one spirit.
Aho.
Good job.
Thank you.